And in this video, we're going to cover 10 unusual dropshipping products that I never thought would sell, but actually ended up turning out to be my best sellers ever. This also goes to show you that yes, product research methods are super important, but sometimes the best products aren't super obvious and it can pay to take some shots in the dark. Even if you don't think it'll sell, list it anyway. What do you have to lose? The first product is one that sold for me at least 100 times on Poshmark. Now, what tends to do well on Poshmark is typically clothing and clothing accessories, and products like this rarely do. One, because it's not clothing, and two, because it's large and you're actually supposed to pay for an upgrade label, which then cuts into your profit as a seller. But for some reason, this one did. Now, you can source this product for around $70, and I would personally double the price, which meant after Poshmark fees, my margins would be $30 plus, even after some offers. I've also since cross-listed this product everywhere else, and I've gotten some sales, but for whatever reason, this product absolutely took off during Q4 last year, and I made a killing on it. Now, we recently got a roof redone, and I only became aware of this product after doing so. And anyone who's had their roof redone will find out that most contractors aren't necessarily the best at cleaning up after the job. Ours ripped out all the old nails from the original roof and just threw them all over our yard. And since we have a dog, and I obviously didn't want her to get any nails in her foot, I had to figure out how to find them all in the grass and then pick them up. Enter this product as the solution. Now, it's a heavy-duty magnet on wheels that you can then wheel around your yard, and any nails laying in the grass stick to it. After reading review after review on this product, I found out that pretty much everyone who has their roof done runs into this same issue, which is why I chose to list it, and it didn't disappoint. It's been selling pretty consistently ever since. This problem is a pretty serious pain point as well for anybody that has a kid or a dog, which means that the markup in price isn't really their priority, which is then good for drop shippers like you and me. The customer simply wants something that works, and they want the problem solved fast, which is always a recipe for success in drop shipping. The next product represents my best-selling category ever. You would think that someone in the market for an expensive car part would do more research and easily be able to find price differences from website to website, or maybe even go to their local mechanic. But trust me when I say that for some reason that is not always the case, and I have no clue why. For some reason, all car parts do well, especially on Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops. Now, I've sold headlights, taillights, bumpers, replacement hoods. You name it, I've sold it. If it's a car part, I've marked it up significantly and I've drop shipped it. Not only do these do well, but you can make a lot of money on each sale because the price point is typically a lot higher. The next product is another example of a product that I had no idea existed, and yet for some reason it took off on pretty much every platform. Apparently, heated lunchboxes are a thing. You can charge them and then set the timer for when you want them to start heating your lunch, and then bam, you've got a hot lunch when you're ready to have it. These really took off during Father's Day and the holiday season, but I've been selling several variations of these pretty consistently ever since. Product number 5 is yet another example of one that I never knew existed until I had to. This was the first fall season in our new house, and I learned the hard way just how time-consuming and annoying picking up leaves can be. But this product was an absolute lifesaver, just like the walking magnet was. It helped me pick up leaves so much quicker than a blower or a rake, and I wasn't alone in my thinking here. For about a 2-month stretch, since I listed it toward the end of the year, I sold it pretty consistently. Not only that, the profit on this was great because the price point was pretty high as well. I'd recommend listing this and products like it a lot earlier this upcoming year. The best time would obviously be like the pre-fall season, so you could sell this for almost like half a year and not just the 2 months like I did. But hey, I didn't know anything like this existed before a few months ago. The next product on this list certainly lives up to the unusual product tag, and it's a leash for your children. Now, I'm not sure why in the world anyone would need to leash up their children. The only thing that I can think of is if they're at like a busy mall or a theme park or something like that, and maybe you're worried about losing your kid. I'm not condoning this. I think it's extremely weird, but for whatever reason, these have been flying off the shelves for a while now. Plus, the margins on these are great because you can source them for around $10, so it's really easy to mark it up a decent amount and still get sales. Half the time I'm selling this next product, I don't even know what I'm selling if I'm being completely honest with you. I've sold a lot of these card lot listings, and they're typically listed as like liquidation sale card lots or unopened packs of cards. And there's typically extreme detail in the description about exactly what the customer is going to get. However, it's often pretty vague too. Like you'll receive either or or, and the list goes on and on. So I get questions from customers constantly on what exactly it is that they're buying. And the truth is, I ignore most of them. Not because I'm a dick, but because I'm not really sure what it is either. I started seeing success with listings like this a long time ago, and now every time I see one similar, I list it. Even though I don't answer most people's questions, and even though the descriptions are often pretty vague, listings like this have always sold well for me across platforms, and customers never seem to complain about what they get once they receive it. The next one is another strange one. It's meal replacement packs. I'm assuming these are some kind of dry storage meals that people buy in case they need them in a pinch, maybe like doomsday preppers or something like that. But yeah, these sell. And the profit on them is absolutely great because the price is high and because the fear of the potential customer makes them an extremely motivated buyer. The next product is one that I actually tried to drop ship on Shopify. Now, I tried to sell this with organic TikTok posts, and I also tried to run ads to it, both unsuccessfully. But for whatever reason, it started to take off for me on Poshmark and Mercari. Now, it is yet to sell on Facebook Marketplace or Facebook Shops, but not every product does equally well on every platform. Plus, it could be saturated on those platforms too, since you're typically competing with ads on that same exact product, since this one is a popular Shopify product. Regardless, it's a high quality product that you can mark up double the price and it still sells. And last but not least is wigs. Now, I'm not sure why anyone is ordering wigs like this online without trying them on first, but for some reason they do. I've sold this wig and plenty other wigs just like it on pretty much every platform. They're great because they're cheap to source, so you can mark them up a decent amount. And the one specific supplier that I use for a lot of them preemptively refunds any return that I try to make, which means I don't really have to deal with any returns because when somebody requests one, if they're an unhappy buyer, it's just automatically refunded and I don't have to worry about sending the label to the customer and then refunding them later. So there you have it. 10 unusual dropshipping products that I never thought would sell, but actually did.